Hello.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our 2011 Canadian Press Conference. I'm Piers Handling, Director and CEO of TIFF.
And I'm Cameron Bailey, co-director of the Toronto International Film Festival. Something smells really good in this room.
Yeah,
I want some later.
It's hard to imagine that a year's already passed since we last stood up here. This is one of those events of the season that I look forward to with incredible excitement, as does the entire team. It's an honor to share this celebration of Canadian cinema with a room full of industry colleagues and friends. We're very, very happy to raise a glass with you to toast all of our homegrown talent. Now, TIFF has always been a champion of Canadian cinema. It's a critical element of our mandate. We're very proud to showcase the best in Canadian cinema on a world stage. And now that we're settled into our new home, TIFF Bell Lightbox, we have the opportunity to showcase the best and brightest in Canadian cinema year-round to a broad and diverse audience. We aspire to be a home to support their creative efforts. Now, since we rolled out TIFF Bell Lightbox's inaugural festival red carpet last September for Bruce McDonald's Trigger, we have had a highly successful 12 months of celebrating Canadian artists and filmmakers. And some of the highlights have included our 10th annual Canada's Top 10, a retrospective of New Auteur, Denis Côté's body of work, record-breaking run of Denis Villeneuve's Incendie, which ran for 18 weeks in our building, new releases of Canadian films that included Les Amours Imaginaires, Good Neighbours, and Eco-Pirate, The Story of Paul Watson, Higher Learning Fridays with Canadian film industry experts including David Cronenberg, Ron Saunders, and Jacob Turney. Kicking off this week is a major retrospective of the works of master Canadian filmmaker Norman Jewison. And starting this fall, we'll be launching our Canadian Open Vault series, part of our efforts to make Canada's rich cinematic heritage more accessible to audiences. Now, we're also making announcements later this week about our Talent Lab, our Producers Lab, and our Pitch This participants. So with such a deep wealth of talent in this country to draw from, we have exciting programming in store for audiences and the industry.
And speaking of industry, we have lots of great programming coming up, including a full-day boot camp being held tomorrow that was developed to help filmmakers who have a film at the festival for the first time to get the most out of their experience. Also, stay tuned for an upcoming announcement about our Rising Stars program, designed to discover the next generation of Made in Canada international talent. The program showcases actors who've proven themselves ready to expand their film careers beyond Canada to the world. We couldn't do what we do each year without our valued partners and sponsors. We want to thank and acknowledge them, these organizations, for their valued support. Our lead sponsor, Bell, major sponsors RBC and BlackBerry, our major supporters, the Government of Ontario, Telefilm Canada, and the City of Toronto. As well, we'd like to acknowledge all of the official suppliers who provided support for today's event. Stella Artois, Wolf Blass Wines, Sky Vodka, Diet Coke, and our venue host for today, the Royal York Hotel. Following its success last year, we're excited to announce that BlackBerry will once again offer a free app for festival goers and film enthusiasts around the world, and that'll feature film and schedule information as well as maps and special features on our festival picks and the Mavericks program. The TIFF Festival app for BlackBerry smartphones and the BlackBerry Playbook is available today on BlackBerry App World and will be updated with the full schedule in September.
The strong support provided by all of our partners and suppliers is what makes the festival happen year after year. Thank you all for continuing to believe in us. As we mentioned in our opening press conference, TIFF is commissioning a short film to honor the community touched by the events of September 11th and to mark the 10th anniversary of these events. Today, I'm happy to announce that the filmmaker behind this very important project is Canadian filmmaker Lucius Dechaussée. Further details regarding this commission will be released closer to the festival. Now, before turning things back to Cameron, I would like to take a moment to introduce the Canadian programming team, who have traveled across the country screening a wealth of Canadian features and shorts. Steve Gravestock, Martin Bilodeau, Alex Rogalski, Magali Simard, and Agata Smolich del Sorbo. Your unwavering commitment to Canadian cinema is why we're here today, celebrating one of our most robust lineups yet. So on behalf of Cameron and me and the rest of the organization, thank you very much. Whoa.
We have a great lineup this year, and that's also due in part to the efforts of our colleagues in the distribution sector who continue to partner with us to ensure that the festival provides a showcase of exceptionally strong Canadian films. Thank you again for all of your efforts and support. Now, as you'll see in a little bit, the 2011 selection is very strong. 3 among them will be recognized with one of the festival's Canadian Film Awards, which will be presented at our awards brunch on September 18th. Those awards are the City of Toronto Award for Best Canadian Feature Film, which carries a cash prize of $30,000, the Sky Vodka Award for Best Canadian First Feature Film, which carries a cash prize of $15,000, and the Best Canadian Short Film Award, which carries a $10,000 cash prize. Every year we search out some of the smartest and savviest members of the Canadian film industry to select the award recipients. It's not an easy task, but we get great people every year. I'm delighted to announce that this year's feature film jury consists of actor Leanne Balaban, director Sturla Gunnarsson, journalist and filmmaker Dennis Sagan, and producer Gabriella Martinelli. Yeah. As well, we'd like to announce our short film jury members, Sundance programmer John Korn, filmmaker and artist Srinivas Krishna, who has an installation in TIFF Bell Lightbox right now. You should check it out if you haven't already, and Hot Docs programming manager Karina Rotenstein. We leave it in their capable hands to select the 2011 award winners from the wealth of films on offer, and we look forward to your selections on September 18th. And now on to the films. Please join me in welcoming Magali Simar and Alex Rogalski to the stage to announce our Shortcuts Canada selection.
Thank you for joining us today. Every year, programming Shortcuts Canada gets more difficult as the quality and the quantity just continues to grow. So basically, we're saying 5 years ago, films were terrible, and there were few of them. Alex.
Thanks, Magali. We have 6 very strong and diverse programs this year of shorts to share with you. Let's get down to business. In our first program, we have Jean Leblanc's One Night with You, Une Nuit avec Toi, Enrico Colantoni's Issues, Craig Goodwill's Patch Town, Gina Horazzi's Waning, Renaud Halle's Combustion, Simon Ennis's Up in Cottage Country, and Kyle Sanderson's Lie Down and Die.
Program 2, Matthew Rankin's Tabula Rasa, Ian Lagarde's Vent Solaire, Solar Wind, Igor Derliacha, sorry Igor, I didn't sleep over this name, The Fuse or How I Burned Simon Bolivar, DJ Parmar's Afternoon Tea, Benjamin Schertz's The Paris Quintet in Practice Makes Perfect, Evan Morgan's The Pedestrian Jar, and Mark Slutsky's Sorry Rabbi.
Program 3 includes Mike Marinick and John Scholes' A Yodeling Farmer, Ian Harnonen's Doubles with Slight Pepper, Alan Fournier's The Weight of Emptiness, Le Poids de Vide, Pedro Perez's Hope, Miranda de Ponce's Throat Song, and Jean-Guillaume Bastien's Sundays, Les Dimanches.
Program 4, Darren Klimek's Mandeep, Chelsea McMullen's Derailments, Alexander Gorillik and Adam Shaheen's The Devil's Due. That's right. Christian Sparks' A River in the Woods, Eduardo Mann's A Portrait on Reconstructing 12 Possibilities That Preceded the Disappearance of Zoe Dane-Drum. Do not ask me. Sophie Goyette's La Ronde, and Mathieu Tremblay's Of Events, d'Aleas.
Program 5, Joachim Ballinger's If I Can Fly, Christine Cook and Jesse Gaucher's Spirit of the Bluebird, Janine Fung's 4 a.m., Jan Giroux's Surveillance, Nicholas Pye's The Encounter, Ryan Flower and Lisa Pham's No Words Came Down, and finally Corey Bowles' Heart of Rhyme.
And Program 6, Philippe Belloc's Aura, Stephanie Dudley's Little Theater's Homage to the Mineral of Cabbage, goes without saying, Raha Shirazi's Water, Aqua, Dustin Mancinelli's Pathways, Andrew Cividino's We Ate This Children Last, Sheila Pye's The Red Virgin, Arnaud Brisebois and Félix Leclerc's Trotteur, and 2 shorts are going to screen before Canadian features, and they are Isaac Kravitz's Good Boy and Sarah Goodman's Hidden Driveway.
Her French gets better year after year. Thanks, Alex and Mags, for that. for that exciting announcement. My name's Steve Gravestock. I'm the Associate Director of Canadian Programming for TIFF. This year's Canadian slate, thanks, Mom. This year's Canadian slate boasts veteran directors working at their peak and numerous homegrown stars returning to work in Canada, not only in front of the camera, but behind it as well. This year also saw many Canadian filmmakers address a wide range of profoundly pressing social issues, including the dangers of progress, the possibility of privacy and even identity in a high-tech and increasingly alienated world, economic collapse, teenage gambling, the difficulties of maintaining a traditional rural lifestyle, life during and after wartime, both past and present, lovelorn gangsters, and of course, vampires in an all-girl school. What's especially encouraging, though, this year is the emergence of new voices from across the country. Every year, our Canada First program showcases compelling stories from the next wave of homegrown film talent. The Canada First program this year includes Simon Davidson's The Odds, Ivan Grobovich's Romeo Onze, Sheldon Larry's Leave It on the Floor, Anne Aimant's Numero Un, Melanie Shatsky and Brian Cassidy's Patron Saints, and Yona Lewis and Calvin Thomas's Amy George. And we are especially excited to announce that this year's Canada First program will open with Guy Edon's powerful Meritage, or Wetlands in English, which explores a family's reaction to tragedy. Let's take a look at a clip of the movie. Now, if you could, please join me in welcoming Guy Edon to the stage.
Hi everybody. I put my farmer's shirt on just to fit with the films. So I'll be really quick. I'm really happy to be here at TIFF, opening this really nice section. It's really an honor for me to be participating at this film festival, because the festival is there for me since my beginning as a filmmaker. All my short film has been screened here, so it's just coming back home. So thank you, Steve. Thank you, all the programmers. Thanks.
Thanks, Guy. As you'll see from the diverse and provocative offering of feature films this year, and it's an exciting time to be involved in the industry. As all of you are aware, a few weeks ago we announced our Canadian Gala selections for this year's festival. David Cronenberg's A Dangerous Method and Sarah Polley's Take This Waltz. To this exciting list, we're happy to add Ken Scott's Starbuck.
And we're thrilled to announce that our Canadian world premiere special presentations include Mike Clattenburg's Afghan Luke, Robert Lieberman's Breakaway, Nathan Morlando's Edwin Boyd, Michael Dowse's Goon, and Guy Madden's Keyhole. Yeah. We will also have the North American premieres of Jean-Marc Vallée's Café de Flore, Philippe Falardeau's Monsieur Lazare, and Mary Herron's The Moth Diaries.
Turning to contemporary world cinema, we're pleased to be showcasing 4 world premieres, including Randall Cole's 388 Arletta Avenue, Barbara Willis Sweet's Billy Bishop Goes to War, an adaptation of the phenomenal Canadian play, Leonard Farlinger's I'm Yours, and Carl Basai's Sisters and Brothers. Our reel-to-reel program has 2 very strong, very powerful Canadian world premieres, Leah Poole's Pink Ribbons, Inc., and Matthew Roy and Harold Crook's Surviving Progress.
Yeah. I think people are going to be talking about both of those docs all during the festival. Now, as part of our Vanguard program, we're delighted to have the world premieres of Dylan Akios-Smith and Chris Elkstrand's Doppelganger Paul, and Ingrid Veninger's I Am a Good Person, I'm a Bad Person. Yes, Ingrid is back.
This year's Masters program features Bruce McDonald's long-awaited Hardcore Logo 2. And we are very pleased to announce that this year's Canadian Open Vault selection is the Canadian classic Hardcore Logo 1, or just Hardcore Logo. We're going to be presenting a restruck version of Bruce McDonald's classic Canadian film. It's also accompanied by a publication published by University of Toronto Press and TIFF, and written by scholar Paul McHugh and devoted to hardcore logo.
Thanks, Steve. Now, as you can see, audiences will be wowed by this year's feature and short film selections. There's a lot to see, and Canadian filmmakers will continue to thrive on an international scale. Congratulations to all the filmmakers in the room today. Thank you, and here's a taste of what's to come.
That last clip, of course, was from Guy Madden's Keyhole, which will be the first Canadian film to screen in TIFF Bell Lightbox during the 2011 festival. We're thrilled that Guy is here with us this afternoon to share a few words. Please welcome one of Canada's finest filmmakers, Guy Madden, to the stage.
Thank you. Thanks, Steve, Piers, Cameron, everybody at TIFF. It feels really great to be up here with another picture. Needless to say, I have a fantastic relationship with TIFF. It's been really good to me. Also want to quickly thank Charlotte Mickey, Brian Glisterman at E1, and all the people at E1 who are handling the picture really nicely. Massaged Piers and Cameron up good to get a nice slot for this thing. Thank you. Just hope you can come out, check the picture. It's an attempt at a hybrid. I've always wanted to make a gangsters meets ghosts picture, and so I've sort of got my chance. Along the way, I decided I also wanted to make a Bowery Boys movie as if written by Homer. It didn't turn out that way at all. I'm not sure what it is, but I hope you check it out. And I really want to just commend you on you guys on having a boot camp for first-time filmmakers. Allow me to recall for a few seconds. Yeah, it's a great idea. The first time I came, it was in the pre-internet days. I checked the previous year's program to see what dates the film came, booked 10 days in Toronto, and only 3 of them involved the festival, and spent a lot of time just wandering around, feeling really lonely. I'd met Adam Egoyan briefly, and he saw me a week later weeping on a street corner in a rainstorm, and took me in under his umbrella and shared a coffee with me, and I've always been grateful. So it seems like I'm not the only one who saw a need for something like this. It's a fantastic idea. So congrats to TIFF, everyone. I hope it's going to be great. Thank you.
Thanks, Guy. Maybe one of these days you'll make us a film in color. We're looking forward so much to actually opening TIFF Bell Lightbox Canadian programming this year with Keyhole. We go back such a long way with Guy. We actually started to show his first short films when he was a young filmmaker, and it's been a good 25-year relationship. So welcome back again, Guy.
So we are almost done. Thank you, everyone, for being here this afternoon. There are, I think, drinks and some of that food that's been wafting through the air. But before we finish, we want to do what we did last year, which is to invite all of this year's filmmakers who are here today to the stage for a class of 2011 photo. Thanks very much, everyone.